Okay students, today we are tackling a very nice question from the ISI JRF, that is the Indian Statistical Institute Junior Research Fellowship Examination. Now if you don't know what ISI is, it's basically where the most elite brains in physics and applied math go to realize and they actually know nothing about 1 plus 1. It's a prestigious examination and the physics JRF paper is legendary for testing if your brain can handle the special relativity without leaking out of your ears. So today's problem involves the 3 clocks. Why 3? Because physics hates simplicity. So let's dive into the relativistic love triangle of clocks A, B and C. Let's come to the question. So basically the question is asking, synchronized clocks A and B are at rest in an inertial reference frame and are separated by a distance L. A third clock C moves with velocity 3c by 5 along the line joining A and B, where c is the speed of the light in vacuum. When c passes A, clocks A and C read t is equal to 0. What are the readings of clocks B and C when C reaches B? Okay, so we have to find out that. Let me make some space. Okay, now listen. We have a clock A and clock B sitting comfortably in their inertial frame, right? And they are separated by the distance L. They are synchronized and they are at rest. They are basically a retired couple sitting on a porch. Okay, so then comes the clock C. Clock C is a rebel. It's zooming past A toward B at a velocity of V is what? 3c by 5, and that's the 60% of the speed of light. At that speed, you don't just get a speeding ticket, you get a Nobel Prize and very confusing family tree. Now, before we solve this, remember, in relativity, the simultaneity is a lie. Okay, just because A and B think they are synchronized doesn't mean C agrees. To see, the rest of the world is moving and length is just a suggestion. We call this the length contraction. And the time dilation. Okay. Now let's start with the easy part. Why does the clock B say when clock C arrives? Clock B is sitting in the same frame as A and they are bros. Then when C passes A says t equal to 0. Since A and B are synchronized, B also says t equal to 0 at the exact moment in their frame. Now, how long does it take for C to travel the distance L? In the AB frame, this is just basic school maths, okay? No magic here. So, TB is basically distance by velocity, that is L by V, right? Now plug in our speed. V is equal to 3c by 5, so TB is L by 3c by 5, that is 5L by 3c. So yes, clock B reads 5L by 3c. Clock B is just a simple observer. It does not care that C is sweating and shrinking. It just sees a clock fly by and checks its own watch. Okay. Now for clock C, we can't just use 5L by 3c. Why? Because clock C is moving now. So time moves slower for the one who is moving. So this is time dilation. Now first we need the magic number of relativity, the Lorentz factor gamma. Okay, so if you don't know gamma, you are bringing a knife to a tank fight. Okay, now let's calculate gamma for V is equal to 0.6 seconds. So gamma is basically 1 by root over of 1 minus V square by C square. Okay, So this will be equal to 1 by root over of 1 minus 0.6 whole square. So that is 1 by root over of 1 minus 0.36. This is 1 by root of 0.64. That is 1 by 0.8. That will be 5 by 4. Right? Now our gamma is what? 1.25. Okay. So this means clock C thinks time is moving 1.25 times slower, or rather the proper time on C will be less than the time elapsed in the stationary frame. Okay. Now there are two ways to look at this. Way 1, the time dilation. The time on the moving clock TC is the stationary time divided by gamma. So TC is basically TB by gamma, that is 5L by 3C by 5 by 4. So this is 5L by 3C into 4 by 5, that is 4L by 3C, right? Now the way number 2, length contraction. From clock C's perspective, it is not moving. The distance L is rushing toward it, but because C is moving, that distance L looks shorter. It shrinks to L dash, that is L by gamma. Okay, so L dash is what? L by 5 by 4, that is 4L by 5. Okay, so clock C thinks it only traveled 4L by 5 at speed 3C by 5. So let's check the time now. TC is L dash by V, that is 4L by 5 by 3C by 5, that is 4L by 3C, right? Now look at that. Both ways give the same answer. Okay, so physics is consistent. Now, so when the dust settles at clock B reads 5L by 3C and clock C reads 4L by 3C. Okay, so clock C is basically younger. If there were two brothers on these clocks, or the one on the clock C would have fewer wrinkles and a lot more questions about how we got into this math problem in the first place. So in the ISI JRF question, always check your units. Okay, we have L, distance, divided by C, that is the velocity, which gives us the time. And if your answer ends up being L into C, you have just invented a new dimension, and I am calling the police. Okay, so go home, practice your gamma calculations, and remember, the faster you move, the slower you age. But don't try that as an excuse for being late to my next class. Okay, so see you in the next session with a new question of ISI JRF physics and applied mathematics. Till then, bye bye.